All right, buckle up, buttercups, because Christopher Luxon just looked at your KiwiSaver balance, had a little cry, and decided to do something about it. And by something, I mean reaching into your paycheck like it's a cookie jar. But here's the twist. He might actually be doing you a favor. I know, I'm shocked too. Let's break down National's plan to make you rich in 40 years. So here's the tea. National wants to crank up your KiwiSaver contributions from 4% to a whopping 6% by 2032. That's right, they're basically forcing you to save money because apparently we can't be trusted with our own financial decisions. Rude, but also fair? Christopher Luxon stood up and said, "You know what? Aussies are retiring with more cash than us, and that's embarrassing." And honestly, he's not wrong. Our mates across the ditch are sitting on retirement balances that would make a Kiwi weep into their flat white. But before we grab the pitchforks or the champagne, let's dig into what this actually means for you. Why your retirement fund looks sadder than a rainy day in Wellington. Here's the uncomfortable truth bomb. Right now, Kiwis are saving less for retirement than Australians, like significantly less. It's the financial equivalent of showing up to a potluck with a bag of chips while everyone else brought lasagna. Currently, we're contributing 3% each, employees and employers, which will bump up to 4% by April 2028 under existing plans. Australia, they're already at 12%. 12%! That's 3 times what we're doing. No wonder our cousins across the Tasman are retiring to Gold Coast apartments while we're, well, not.
Let's put this in perspective. Imagine you're earning $65,000 a year at age 21. Under the current system, you'd retire with a decent nest egg. But under National's plan, we're talking about $1.4 million in your KiwiSaver by retirement. That's $400,000 more than you'd have otherwise. That's not just nice holiday money. That's I can actually afford to live comfortably without eating cat food money. But wait, I hear you screaming at your screen. That sounds great for future me, but what about present me who actually needs to, pay rent? Excellent question, angry viewer. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. The part where your paycheck gets skinnier. Let's not sugarcoat this like it's a government press release. This is going to hurt your take-home pay. Because newsflash, money you're saving for 40 years from now is money you can't spend on avocado toast today. Here's the timeline of financial pain, prosperity. April 2026, 3.5%. Baby steps. April 2028, 4%. Getting real. April 2029, 4.5%. Okay, this is happening. April 2030, 5%. My wallet is crying. April 2031, 5.5%. Is this legal? April 2032, 6%. We've reached peak savings, people. For every extra percent that goes into KiwiSaver, that's less money in your pocket right now. And let's be real, when you're struggling to pay power bills and the mortgage, being told, "But you'll be rich when you're 65, feels about as comforting as a chocolate teapot. Luxon's basically playing the parent who hides vegetables in your spaghetti. You know it's good for you, but that doesn't mean you're thrilled about it. Now, before you start planning protest marches, let's talk about why this might not be the villain origin story we thought it was. Plot twist. This might actually be brilliant. I know, I'm surprised too.
Okay, here's where we put on our responsible adult pants. Because as much as it pains me to admit it, National might be onto something here. First up, compound interest, baby. That magical force that makes mathematicians weep with joy. Every extra dollar you put in now gets decades to multiply like rabbits like rabbits. That 2% increase might seem small, but over 40 years, it's the difference between a comfortable retirement and becoming a burden to your kids. Sorry, kids. Second, Australia envy is real. Kiwis are already fleeing to Australia for better wages, and now they get better retirement savings too? That's just adding insult to injury. By matching their 12%, we're at least leveling the playing field. It makes staying in NZ slightly less financially masochistic. Third, and this is the big brain move, when Kiwis have bigger KiwiSaver balances, that money gets invested in New Zealand. That means more capital for businesses, infrastructure, and housing. It's like we're all becoming tiny investors in our own country's future, adorable and economically sound. Plus, and this is crucial, your employer matches your contribution. So when you put in 6%, they put in 6%. That's free money, people. That's your boss literally saying, "Here, take my money." Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. But here's the question that's probably burning in your brain like a badly cooked sausage roll. What does this mean for you specifically? Who wins and who loses in this financial Hunger Games? Let's get brutally honest about who this helps and who it hurts. The winners? Young people who've got time on their side. If you're in your 20s or 30s, congratulations, you just won the long-term planning lottery. That compound interest is going to work harder for you than most of us work at our actual jobs. People earning decent wages who can absorb the hit to their take-home pay. If you're comfortable now, future you is going to love present you. Sorry, kids. The struggles. People living paycheck to paycheck right now. And let's be real, that's a lot of Kiwis. When you're choosing between heating and eating, being told to save more for retirement feels like being asked to plan a holiday when you can't afford groceries. Small businesses who now have to match higher contributions. That's coming straight from their bottom line. Some businesses are going to feel this pinch hard. Anyone who is planning to opt out of KiwiSaver or stay at the minimum, you're being heavily incentivized to join the party whether you like it or not. The national government is basically betting that we're too short-sighted to save properly, so they're making the decision for us. Paternalistic? Absolutely. Effective? Probably. Annoying? Definitely. So, what's the final verdict?